you all doing today? Well, it's Potsy and Michael and Cubby just hanging on a cold aluminum trailer. Why? And we are cutting motor mounts off of a Jeep frame. It's a Potsy thing, but so are any of you out there cutting motor mounts off a frame today? There you go, get you some of that. What we have here is a TJ frame. It's a 2.5 liter frame. I got it from out in Utah. I got it from Parts Breakers. I got a good deal on it because it was a 2.5 frame, but it's super clean, no rust. Those guys sell super straight stuff. But what I need to do is move the frame mounts for the engine mounts, the horns. And we're starting to do that. And I got some stuff from More Engineer over there, engineering their motor mounts. I think it's TJ 4.0 FH or whatever. Anyways, so what we started to do is, it looks like this bracket here is the steering bracket. We may have to remove a little.
It's Potsy here. It's going to get interesting. So that bracket is just wonky. So keep watching and I'll show you what's going on.
I started whittling on this, and that bracket there cut across here. So we're using just a cordless grinder with the zip wheel on it, and we're slowly working our way across here. All right, let's get at it. Like I said, cleaned up, zipped all the way around this guy really good. Yeah, you know, I got into that, but got a welder. We can fix that, can't we, Michael?
We sure can.
All right, Michael. See what you can do with that hammer. See if that son of a bitch is gonna win. Oh boy.
It seems pretty solid.
See, hit it straight down on it. Oh yeah. Ah. Who's winning now?
We got her off.
We got her off. All right.
That looks good.
Got mine off.
Yeah.
I'll let you finish yours. Oh, there she goes. Yeah.
Nice.
Michael won, frame none. Get you some of that. Right there, some really good quality weld for you. Get you some of that. I've seen something interesting walking down the road. Okay. So everybody, here's what I did. I have the frame here in my shop, okay? And we cut everything off, and right there, you know that steering mount for your steering shaft is the fuzzy gray area.
Oh yeah, it's the fuzzy gray area of that thing, and it just created a whole bunch of wonkiness. But I figured it out. Just keep watching the video and I'll show you what's going on.
Anyway, so what I did is, here, I put my little angle finder here, and let's zero this son of a gun out. All right, it's zeroed. So I'm assuming when they say 7 degrees, they're rolling off of this surface. I don't know, but so 7 degrees tilted back. There we go. 7.1 degrees tilted back. Okay. And then 35, 31 and 35, 31 and 5/8 from the center of that hole to the end of the frame. All right. Bear with me here, all. I'm doing this one-handed, holding the camera. Holy smokes. I don't know. I'd call that 31 and 5/8. Plus or minus 40 thousandths. Okay. Anyways, so here's where I'm going with this. I think that mount is where it needs to be. And what I was able to do.
Gosh, this is where it gets wonky. Okay, so that little mount right there, okay, I left it where it was. That's the 4-cylinder mount. Now, if you go out and try to buy a 4-cylinder steering shaft mount, you can buy them, and they're short. Okay, they're short. And I think, I'm just saying, I think if you bought one of those and you bolted it right there, it would work. Or if you took your 4-cylinder mount, shaft mount off and bolted it there, it might work. I don't know. But I got scared, and anyways, you'll see what happens. Yeah, so I left them out there just for whatever, you'll see. All right, let's go back to the video.
Down here, I was able to chop a little of this mount out, okay, and cut it at an angle. What I did is on the 4-cylinder frame, it has like a 1-inch wide area where it attaches to the frame. I chopped that and then I clearanced this. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to weld this all the way around here. I'm going to tack it for now, and then I'm going to make sure everything works, and then we'll weld it. But I think that will work because the location of this hasn't moved, so it should still work. I mean, maybe my mount might hit here, but we'll figure that out at the point in the game when we get there. But there you go, everybody. I mean, I don't think that looks that bad, and I think it should be pretty strong. So it's a potsy thing. I either win or I catastrophically lose, but I work really hard to make things perfect, and I like it. All right, have a great evening. TJ frame, 4-cylinder to 6-cylinder engine mount conversion. More engineering. I got the driver's side done last night. I ended up tacking that guy in there. And the steering shaft mount, which is that guy. Got it, it looks pretty good. Like I said, I clearanced it and fit it pretty nice. I'm gonna fully weld it. Anyways, I cleaned up my buckets and I welded those. I don't know why those weren't welded from the factory, but now they're a lot stronger than they were. But like I said, that had to be 30 from that edge right there to the center of that hole right there. 31 5/8, which we nailed that. Like I said, I'm within probably a 16th, so I'm sure that's good enough. But what screwed with me, I called Moore today, and the dimension from the end of that rail to the center of that hole is 33 5/8. So as you can see, the mounts don't line up, and it was screwing with me. And I was like, okay, I want to verify this before I go tacking these things into place and sending it down the road. So they said, yeah, no, that's the way it is. So there you go, Mr. Jeep. Your 4-liter motor mounts are like offset by 2 inches. I did not know that. So now I do. So anyways, to their instructions, it says tack the passenger side horn, tilt back approximately 7 degrees, and 33 5/8 from the front of the frame to the center of the bolt hole. All right, and then the two mounts should approximately 24 1/4 inches center to center to the two outside holes. See figure 4. So figure 3, it's like, okay, yep, from the end down 33 5/8, and then see how these are catty cornered in the picture. So that even helped me when I called them. They said, yeah, look at the picture. This is 24 1/4 from center of that hole to the center of that hole approximately. So let's see. We're set at 7.2 degrees on the mount. Like I said, I referenced off of this surface. I'm assuming that's the 7 degrees because it all lines up real nice with the frame. Anyways, and let me grab this tape measure, and we are 33. Oh my gosh, look at that. Somebody put an angle finder in the way. So 33 5/8. Yeah, we're right there, plus or minus, like I said, over there 40 thousandths. I think we're right there. And then from the center of this hole to the center of that hole needs to be 24. And this is really hard one-handed with the camera. 24 1/4. There we go. I'll put the quarter mark here, and there we go. So we're right there. We're within a 16th, but hopefully this helps somebody out there. I'm gonna tie all these videos together into one video and put it on YouTube, but it's not that hard. You just got to be patient, cut the stuff off, take your time, measure 10 million times, and then tack once, and then cut it off once, and then measure 10 more million times, and then tack twice, and measure it again and again and again, and then bless it and say it's good, and then hope the motor mounts on there.
In line, it's like that. Measure a bazillion times and do it again.
Once you put the cross member in here with the tranny, and hope all them little holes line up to those little motor mounts right there when they hook to the motor. All right, it's Potsy. It's a Jeep frame thing. We're going to keep tagging along on this. And we got Cubby out there. Have a good weekend, everybody. Right, everybody, it's Potsy. I'm back here. Hey, this steering.
Okay, everybody. This is where it gets interesting. That steering shaft, there's a long version, a tall version, long, tall, whatever you want to say for the 4-cylinder. And you'll see it's coming. What I'm talking about, there is a 4-cylinder steering shaft mount. Comes off, has a bearing, the shaft goes through the bearing. It's taller. The 4-cylinder is shorter. That's what I'm talking about. Tall, short, tall, short. All right, let's get back at it. Short version, but I figured out an easy way. Just, yeah, go watch it.
Okay, 2003 Jeep TJ with 4-liter, converting a new frame from a 4-cylinder that's 2004 year 4-cylinder, I believe. Anyways, I got the motor mounts on there. These are from More Engineering, and if you remember, I clearanced this and fit that on there, and that was for the bracket that holds the pillow block for the driving steering wheel shaft that comes down through. And anyway, so this fits on here, but here's the problem. The 4-cylinder one actually is shorter. So this is out of a 4-liter. It's longer. I went and got this from the Jeep, my Jeep. It's up north at the body shop, and this is actually taller. And what I ended up doing is cutting the bracket. So there's the bracket. I cut the bracket off.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Measurements from the frame up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this on there like so, and then weld this, and then this will put everything in the right location. But here's the kicker. These dimensions were, I couldn't find anything on the web, so I'm hoping this video helps somebody. So basically, this bracket right here, okay, this line right here represents this, okay? So that line is 1 inch from this edge right here, okay? And the end of the bracket, which is right here, is from this corner right here, and this is your upper control arm mount, the little corner, is 3 inches and 5/8 of an inch. So 3.58, 3.5. Oh my gosh, I've been thinking about this for too long. 3 5/8 inches, or 3.625. Anyways, I hope that helps people out. I'm going to go ahead and tack this in, and oh, by the way, the bolts that go in here are M10 by 1.5, and these are like 3/4 inch long, and these are going to go in my new bracket. So let me go ahead and get this thing welded on there. I'm going to clean this up so I can weld it, but I just wanted to lay this out so y'all could get a good view of this, and maybe it helps you out if you're hunting for converting a 4-cylinder frame to a 4-liter for a TJ. All right, alrighty, everybody. So there it is. It's welded, and like I said, this corner edge from there to that corner, 3 5/8 inches, and the inside from this to that outer edge, 1 inch. Square it up, and then the holes and everything seem to line up real nice, and my bracket seems to fit on there real nice, and everything looks good. So I welded that back there. All right, there you go. I hope this helps somebody out there. Well, there it is. It all mounts up real good. Everything looks really good. I believe this is going to work. And I have a pillow block coming from McMaster Car to fit this, to fit my Borgenson shaft that's coming. It should work out really cool. All right, it's Potsy. I hope that helps. I'm out of here. Hey everybody, Potsy here. This is the steering shaft assembly I come up with to get rid of that junk OEM bearing. And that's the McMaster Car bearing, and it's got spacers in it. And this is the upper steering shaft from Borgenson. Yep. And this is the lower steering shaft. And they have a little bit of Rust-Oleum spray paint on them. Let me show you what I got going on. I built some spacers. There you go, everybody. Here's the bracket, the steering mount bracket, the tall one for the 4-cylinder. Here's the McMaster Car bearing, and it comes in halves. So of course I powder coated each half, and that is a spherical in there, so it can see, it can rotate around, and you can adjust it to whatever angle you want. And then when it's all sandwiched together, it tightens down. And the problem is that backside right there was a little too tall to fit right there, but everything else worked. So I made these spacers right here, and they all sandwich together. They all sandwich together with carriage bolts, and I ordered these grade 8 bolts from McMaster Car, carriage bolts, and it all fits right on there. So there you go. Hopefully that helps somebody on the steering dilemma, because that thing's junk. Alright, Potsy here. We got the Jeep frame here. It's a TJ frame, and anyways, these are factory body mounts, but I figured while I had it out here, I would address these. So I made these little brackets right here. They're out of 12 gauge, and they are going to go on top of there like that. See how those line up there, and this will box in the end of it, and then I will weld this around here. The body mount will set on top. I'll fill this in. This will seal that up. I'll weld all the perimeter all the way around. Get my fat finger out of the way. And then I'll weld this. This will be solid. Anyways, that should beef them mounts up really good. So that's the front one. There's the middle one. There's the rear one. So that should work pretty good. I think I'm going to address this area next, gusset that a little bit, and this area next. Smashing ants with sledgehammers. It's a Potsy thing. That's what I do. So Potsy here, and those top plates. Well, these are the blanks that I designed up to go over top the TJ frame mounts, and they get formed, and this gets bent down, and these tabs get bent in, and these get bent down and welded in, and so on. You saw the video, but there they are. This is the rear, this is the middle, this is the front. Oh yeah, get you some of that. So Potsy here. So this is the TJ frame. I converted from a 4-cylinder to a 2-cylinder. I have it flipped over. And anyways, I ended up cutting off the forged track bar mount. And I put this guy on there. It came from Barnes Engineering. I mean, it was like 30 bucks. I mean, yeah, I own a fab business and design and build stuff, but oh my gosh, I couldn't build that for 30 bucks. So put that on there, pretty straightforward. 10 degrees tilted back. They give you some basic dimensions. It's good for 2 to 4 inches of lift. I think it'll work out great. So there's the bottom side of the engine mount. Those are from Moore Engineering out there in Colorado. And I'm gonna fully weld those in, and once I know the motor works. Well, anyways, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this video. So these TJ frames, you know, they rot out from the inside, and up front here there is a little hole, 3/4 inch hole maybe. Anyways, I took and moved a hole forward 1.5 inches, and then ovaled it out, and then I plated it. Did that on both sides. And then did the same thing back here, but there isn't a hole back here. And I made this 1 3/4 inch on both sides. And anyways, that way I'm notorious for, you can see these holes through the wheel well. I put the power washer and hose and I rinse out the frame. All my Jeeps I put weep holes in. Anyway, same with the front one here. You can get at this through the wheel well. And this frame is immaculate. I mean, it's like super clean. They come from Parts Breakers out there, Jeremy, in Grand Junction. And anyways, so here's the bottom side of the body mounts. I ended up boxing these in, and then I built that top cover plate and gusseted the top and then welded the bottoms in. Didn't fully weld them, but it's way better than it was. It'll be all right for what I'm doing. Anyways, did the same there, and then I get back to here, and then I plated the top of this guy, which is upside down. But on the cross member here, I cut these boxing plates out, put those on there. I don't know if they're going to give me. They'll give me a little bit of strength, but they'll help a little bit for what they are. I haven't addressed this area here yet, the rear track bar. So I don't know if I'm just going to cut it off and build something, you know, more substantial, or if I'm going to box this in and then plate this and then gusset this and then plate this. I might do that. That's really easy for me, and it would probably do just fine for what I'm doing. But anyways, yeah, here's the other side. This frame, like I said, is immaculate down through here. I mean, oh my gosh, you put your finger in here, the only thing that comes out, it's like smooth in there. It's like, yeah, Jeremy, if you don't know who Jeremy is out there at Grand Junction, he's great. That pretty much winds up the video on the 4-cylinder to 6-cylinder, converting the frame. And I hope this helps somebody out there. I know there's a lot more stuff that I could do to beat this frame up, but bottom line is it's going to be a really nice TJ that I explore around Utah and everywhere else on 32s, locked in the front, and it's what I do. And so it's purpose built for that. So down the road, if I want to beef it up, I have that ability, but I got a YJ. That is kind of my toy that's gonna get potsy-ized anyway. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully this definitely helps with locating the steering brackets and the motor mounts. All right, everybody. This Potsy, I'm out of here. See ya.